Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and we were studying the translation process, and before that one we have started the structure of tRNA and how the transfer molecule or transfer molecule structure can be formed. We have seen that one. Now in this section first we'll go for the translation process. Before that one we will reconstruct the tRNA structure again. So in case of a particular tRNA structure, we will get an anticodon loop site, then DHU loop site, and in this particular section we will get a particular amino acid. And this is our mRNA strand. So in this section we have seen, we can see that there is a particular amino acid attached with this particular tRNA structure. So a tRNA structure will not be readily accepted for the coding, this particular coding sequence. So this a question arises that how these amino acids are attached to this kind of tRNA. So that process brings us to the next topic, that is the tRNA or transfer RNA charging. So let's see how that tRNA get charged. So in this section we can see how the process takes place in this section. So we are studying about the tRNA charging, right? So this is tRNA charging. How it takes place? It requires an enzyme that is known as amino-acyl tRNA synthetase. That amino-acyl tRNA synthetase will bind to amino acid. Before that one, ATP binds to the ATP binding site of this particular synthetase enzyme. First the ATP binds, then the amino acid binds to it. Then due to certain metabolic activities and due to the degradation of ATP molecule, we know that ATP will degrade into AMP plus 2PI in this case. So it will form a structure of AMP in this section. Look, 1 pi is here and 2 pi are released. Two inorganic phosphates are released. But only the AMP section, this is the AMP section, adenosine monophosphate, binds to this particular amino acid tRNA synthetase, and it helps to retain the amino acid molecule, and that amino acid molecule on further activity will bind to this tRNA, and this tRNA will take the place of this particular AMP. By replacing AMP, it will take the place of by replacing the AMP, the tRNA will bind to the amino acid that we have seen in this particular section. Then afterwards, at step 4, the tRNA and amino acid will bind together to form amino-acyl tRNA, which will later help us to find out that how it would play its role in the translation process, and it will release the amino-acyl tRNA synthetase enzyme. Right. So what is the process? I am repeating again. First, the ATP binds to the amino-acyl tRNA synthetase. Then the amino acid binds in its substrate binding site, and afterwards, when ATP gets degraded, it releases 2 pi or 2 inorganic phosphate, and the AMP remains in this section. AMP in that meantime binds to this amino acid, and afterwards tRNA, when replaced in this section, tRNA replaces the AMP and takes the place of AMP to bind with the particular amino acid, and afterwards what happens? The metabolic activity, AMP when released, it will release the enzyme and the amino acid tRNA also. So this whole process is known as the tRNA charging. Now in this particular section we are able to see a ribosome structure. Here this is the ribosome, this is the lower subunit, this is the upper subunit. Actually the thing is torsion, right? So what happens in case of translation? In case of translation, this charge, we have studied earlier that how the tRNA charge takes place, and this charged tRNA will come to this position after the initiation codon or initiator codon AUG is being recognized by the formimethionine, right? So in this case, what happens? A tRNA first charged with F-met. F-met means methionine, which finds the codon of AUG, right? This particular codon of AUG, and afterwards the process of translation takes place. So in this case, what happens? This subsequent tRNA will have a particular anticodon, like in here. Suppose this had a particular anticodon of CAA, which binds to GUU or brings down the GUU section. So what happens in this case? When at the entry site from this ribosome, the entry site will be fulfilled by the charged tRNA, and this charged tRNA will come and sit in this position, and from the exit site, what would happen? It will find another one which was previously in this place, another codon in this case, and this second exit site or second codon structure will bring, in this case this is alanine, right? Will bring this alanine, and which is previously bounded by peptidation reaction with serine. So how does it take place? First, tRNA, charged tRNA sit in this case, and charged tRNA means it will bring a particular amino acid in this case, and that amino acid will be shifted from entry site to exit site, and exit site, from exit site it will bind to a particular polypeptide chain, and afterwards when amino acid is being released, the tRNA is released from this side, or we can say it will put the mRNA non-coding region in the longer side, or the tRNA will release it from the ribosome section. So this was all about the translation process. Now let's see what is how does the peptidation reaction takes place. Suppose in this case we are having an amino acid structure. Now we have taken alanine in this case, right? So in this particular case, what would happen? A subsequent COOH, a subsequent COOH of next amino acid will take place, right? And suppose this was threonine, like this one, right? In this case, what would happen? This will show a peptidation reaction which will release H2O, and afterwards the resultant would be CH3, then NHC double bond O, and the whole peptide formation will take place in this way, right? So in this particular section, suppose we are okay, let's make it phenylalanine. Okay, so what we are getting here, this was alanine, this is phenylalanine. So subsequently we will get alanine attached to phenylalanine, and we will get a particular amino acid sequence that is in the polypeptide chain form. This is in the polypeptide chain form, right? So this was all about the translation and the polypeptide chain reaction, chain formation reaction, right? Okay, so we will move on the human genome project next. Write down all these diagrams and have a good time.